they did great. And the cool thing about breathing is that it's actually easier to breathe right than it is to breathe wrong. And kids that are breathing wrong, they use more energy and they have less control, and they find out that when they learn how to breathe proper, it's actually easier. So they love it. All right, guys, today at practice, we started working on breathing. Now, an important thing to know about breathing, and this is with most strokes, is that it actually slows you down. You actually have to add breathing. In freestyle, butterfly, you have to add that in. It's an extra motion. So you have to make sure that you do it right. So the first thing that I always like to talk about is making sure that the kids are able to breathe out when they're underwater. That's a skill that can be a little bit tricky for some. It sounds like common sense until you actually try it, and then you realize that you're kind of out of your element. So when you go underwater, your body instinctually actually wants to hold on to the air. So it's a little bit hard to let it out for some people. So we start off by everybody going underwater, breathing out all of the air in their lungs. And with the little kids, we go down and sit on the bottom of the pool. And then with the bigger kids, we'll do it in the deep end. But it's real important to have that skill in place. If you can be comfortable taking a full breath and then letting out all of that air while you're underneath the water, then you have got a huge step forward as far as the breathing process. Now, the big thing that I like to tell them is to make sure that they have a sideward motion, because the initial response from a lot of developing swimmers, because it's just the way they've always breathed, is that when they go to take their breath, they'll actually lift their head forward. And that's a big no-no when you're talking about competitive swimming. It actually slows the stroke down tremendously, especially like freestyle, because it's an awkward motion and you're causing an up and down motion when you should be moving forward and rolling to the side with that breath. So it's kind of a big no-no with freestyle, with the front crawl, to actually lift that head forward. So we got rid of that by having them with their hands on the step, and then they were just rolling their head to the side, trying to keep one goggle and one ear in the water when they take their breath. When their head goes down, they're letting out all of the air in their lungs. Then they turn their head to the side, take that quick breath. This one's pretty intense. You ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Why didn't the shrimp want to share his treasure?
Because he's shellfish.
Oh, she got it. Oh my gosh. Did you already know that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Now, the next thing we worked on was with a kickboard. We put them on a kickboard, and a lot of people have probably seen and or used this, where they've got the kickboard out in front, you know, and they're kicking, and they have their face, make sure they grab the kickboard by the bottom on the sides, right? I know I said it in another lesson not to grab it on the bottom, not like this, you want to grab it on the sides, but towards the bottom, so there's enough head space there. And while they were kicking, doing 25s, they were working on just rolling their head to the side. And it's important with the younger athletes to make sure you give them something to do, like keeping their ear or one goggle in the water while they're doing this, rather than saying just roll your head to the side, because there's a lot of gray area in that. While breathing, the more advanced swimmers, because they're breathing out, all they want to do is when they turn their head, they want to actually breathe in. What you don't want to do is get caught holding your breath in the water. If you're holding your breath, when your head rolls to take that breath inward, you actually will breathe out and in during the same breathing motion, and that's actually bad. That'll wear you, not just is it bad form, it'll wear your lungs out really quickly. Here's another thing that goes into breathing. Your head, actually, we're talking about just freestyle, like front crawl right now, but your head actually stays still. When you're not taking a breath, you're actually using more energy in order to keep your head still as your body rolls from side to side while you're doing the stroke. Your head is not moving, right? And the rest of your body is rolling from side to side. When you take a breath, all you do is you allow, instead of holding your head still, you're actually just allowing your head to roll with your body in order to take a breath. So it's actually easier to breathe that way, and it's faster and more efficient. A big question that some swimmers will have is, how do I breathe in breathing the fast air that I like to call it, the air that's about an inch to the surface of the water. How do I breathe that air so close to the water without water going in my mouth? Well, there's a little bit of physics that goes on behind it. As you're moving forward through the water is going to be moving past you backwards, right? But the water is actually lower than you think that it is when you're moving forward because it bends around your head. It creates a cusp at the bottom. So the fast air that the fast swimmers actually breathe is much lower. It's low and it's close to the surface of the water, and it's at the bottom of that cusp that's bending around their head. So it's right here. And the fastest swimmers usually only expose half to a third of their mouth. That's it. That's all they expose, and they bring that quick breath inward, and then they're right back into form with their head down. Those are the fastest swimmers. So developing swimmers, it's more of a mental game than it is a physical game, trying to get them to trust where the fast air is that they're trying to breathe. And it's one of those realization things, and it's kind of cool when they realize that, because they go from turning a big head turn, all of a sudden, they have a nice little roll that just goes with their body, and they're catching their breath with the side of their mouth, keeps them in form and keeps them fast. So that's what we did today. Hope you guys had a great day at your practice. And remember, stay smooth and stay calm in the water. And swimming is not as difficult as it seems or as it looks. I promise you it's not. Once you learn to calm yourself down and kind of accept the motions. So I hope you guys did good at your practice. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. If you have any jokes that you want me to try on the other coaches, leave one of those below and I'll see how well it goes. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. Well, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Check out yesterday's episode down below. Subscribe right here. And if you have any questions or comments, then please leave those below and I will answer them as soon as I can. Good luck, everybody. Take care.